Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Moving up with the Miclettes.
Moving on up.
And thank you for joining us once again. My name is Joseph.
And I'm Sherri.
And we are here to help you and provide you with some very valuable information in regards to your family, your home, and anything else in between. What we got for them today?
So today we're going to be talking about some tips on how to get you and your partner on the same page. A mutual alignment. Seeing eye to eye in regards to your finances.
Financial alignment.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. Financial alignment.
Okay, well, you're going to give me a high five? So in respects to financial alignment, hopefully we're going to be providing you with some very valuable tools or tips or keys to help make that happen. So in regards to financial alignment, what are some very valuable tips and keys that we can provide everybody with today to help them get on their way, or at least maybe get started?
We understand we're a married couple. Sometimes people are not on the same page when it comes to their finances.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes your financial style, I guess you would call it, is completely different. So in order to have a cohesive unit and help, progress your family or you and your partner to the next level, you got to come together.
Yeah. And sometimes your previous exposure to financial literacy can have a major impact in how you lead your life financially as an adult. So when you do end up in a relationship, or even as in our case, even in a marriage, it can take years. It can take a long time in which you finally fall into alignment.
Yeah. For example, even with us, when we first got married, I don't think we were necessarily aligned in regards to how we wanted our finances to go, how we wanted to proceed in the future, what our financial goals were, anything like that. So I think the first tip would definitely be to start having monthly financial meetings. But just coming together with your partner, your significant other, and just having a monthly meeting regarding anything you want to discuss at that time.
Yeah.
So that's finances, that's if there's any future purchases you want to make. So that's investments, that's savings accounts, that's anything. Go ahead and discuss that during that meeting. So for us, what we like to do is come together, once a month, just plan it on your calendar, a Sunday, sit down, kind of go over all of our accounts, go over our budget, seeing if we're on track or if we've gone over, spent our monthly allowance kind of frivolously, or, if we're on track. And at that time, we kind of discuss if there's certain things that come up. So at the beginning of the year for us, we have lots of birthday parties. We have a party at the end of February. We have a party at the beginning of April. There's also tax time and
holidays.
Yeah. So we kind of discuss that at that time and plan everything out, make sure the budget is on track and that everything could be paid for.
Yeah. And at this meeting, or at these monthly meetings, you could also talk about purchases, right? Sherri mentioned your monthly allowances. If there are purchases that you want to make individually and it's going to go over your monthly allowance, but that's something that maybe you need, maybe you can have those conversations about, I know this is going to be more than I budgeted into my monthly allowance, but I need this purchase made this coming month. And that way, ahead of time that if there's a way to move around some money, or maybe put less towards an emergency fund or less into savings, and that way you don't have to worry about trying to dip into those accounts last minute. You can have that taken care of ahead of time. And same thing with your investments. If you know that you're trying to invest more money per month, or on a bi-weekly basis, or on a weekly basis, ahead of time that you're going to start allocating more money to your expenses and to your investments and less to your savings accounts.
Yeah. And like they said, sometimes you got to treat your partnership like a business. And they have meetings all the time in regards to a business. So making sure your checks and balances are in order, all of that. So you got to be on the same page and get that financial alignment.
That's right. Financial alignment. And so another tip or another key would be open communication.
What?
I said open communication.
Okay. But along with open communication comes listening. You got to open these.
Yes.
Because somebody could talk to you all day, but if you're not actually listening, you're not going to receive that information.
Yes.
So open communication and listening.
Yes. And might I add, active listening. right?
Yeah.
So not just listening to what the other person is saying, but reciprocating and acknowledging and being able to have that conversation back and forth so that each party, each individual knows that the other person understands.
Yeah. And I would also say with the open communication, respectful communication.
Yes.
Because something you said earlier, you know, somebody might have a heavy Amazon finger. Trying to throw that at me earlier. You know, and sometimes people may not spend as much as the other person. Or you might have a husband out there spending all your money on electronics, you know, to update the whole house in new TVs that you don't need. But I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
You have to be respectful of how you approach,
Yes.
you know, your significant other in regards to their spending habits. Because once again, like we said, sometimes people have different spending habits and may not have been taught how to budget, how to, you know, save money, how to invest money. And sometimes you have to learn together. So as long as you're respectful in regards to how you approach the situation, then all should be well.
Yeah. In regards to open communication, this is where you get to have those conversations about not only your financial goals, but what are your wealth goals, right? Like Sherri mentioned, we have a really in-depth meeting at the beginning of every year, and we've been doing this for the last 3 years, right? So this is where you get a chance to talk about what are your financial and investment or long-term wealth goals for the year. What are those goals for the next 3 years? What are your 5-year goals, right? And that way you're always coming back to this as a reminder of what it is that you're trying to achieve as a family, as a household, as a couple, so that you can align yourself throughout the months, throughout the years towards this goal. Like Sherri said, companies, corporations, they have these monthly financial meetings, and you're looking 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years in the future, not month to month. So as a family, as a couple, you want to do the same thing.
And the last tip we have is identifying your needs and wants. So like we said earlier, you know, husband's outfitting the whole house with brand new TVs and new security systems and the state of the art this and that. And I'm not saying you do that.
And the wife is outfitting the living room with brand new sofas and rugs and pillows. And...
I mean, we've had that couch for 10 years. It was time for a new one. But that was actually my gift to myself after we paid off $32,000 in debt was a new couch. So we earned that. I don't know what you're talking about. But no, identifying your needs and wants.
Yes.
So, for example, the couch. That was a want, but it was planned in advance. We saved up for it. And that was something that I wanted for us because we have had the couch for over 10 years. And our children at that point have kind of destroyed it. So, we needed a new couch. But we did not have to put it on credit cards. We had the cash for it to pay for it outright. No complaints.
Done deal.
So just make sure you're identifying that. And sometimes we might be like, oh, I need this. And a lot of the times it's not that you necessarily need it. You just really want it. And you may not even have the funds for it, but you're focused on that immediate gratification. You don't allow yourself the time to actually feel like you've earned it. So start working towards that. Save up each month. Look and see if it's in your budget. You know, discuss that with your significant other, your partner. And see if that's something that you can do and make happen.
And some of those needs could be things that you really want to do, right? Like they could be repairs. They could be repairs around the house. They could be repairs to a vehicle. They can be maintenance, updating certain things throughout the home. So it may be something that you really do want, but there's also a functional purpose to it. And it's going to actually improve maybe the value of your home. Or it's repairing something that needs to be repaired, right? And so it's not something that you're just trying to do to spend money frivolously, or you just absolutely want something for your own instant gratification.
This actually reminds me of a story that an article I just recently read where I guess a husband and wife were receiving their stimulus check, and he told his wife, well, your $1,400 check is going to be going to siding for the house. And I guess she was just appalled by that. Apparently, there was no communication there. He didn't sit down. They didn't sit down and discuss, like, this is what we're going to do with this money.
Yeah.
And that's also a key.
Yeah.
Before your money comes in, have a plan for it.
That's right.
Because otherwise, your husband come talking about is going to siding on the for the side of the house, and you like, but I wanted some new shoes.
Yep.
Not listening, you're not receiving what the other person is saying, and y'all might have some issues.
And to speak to that, remember that your marriage, your family is a team effort, right? You want to win the chip, you want to go back to back to back, you want to win that gold, it's going to take teamwork.
How many different sports did you just?
I try to cover. I try to cover as many as I could right now. I try to cover as many as I could.
Yeah, you're gonna win the belt.
I didn't even think about that.
You know, the green jacket, all that. Okay.
Look at you. You know about some.
A little bit.
A little bit. Now, in addition to what Sherri said about rewarding yourself, you might want to reward yourself, and it actually be a reward not just for you, but for you and your significant other.
The couch.
There you go, right? I'm not mad at it. I'm just giving her a hard time about it. You know what I mean? But the couch could be something, or maybe a trip, right? Something that's well deserved, right? We've been talking about taking a trip. We're not taking a trip until June, but it is well deserved.
And it will be paid for before that even happens. Plan in advance. Plan ahead.
There you
communicate. Discuss what you need to discuss in your monthly meetings. Determine your needs and wants.
Yep.
And those tips hopefully will help you and your significant other get on the same page.
There you go. So hopefully we were able to give you all some information to get you financially aligned with your life partner, your significant other, your spouse, whomever, right? It's all about getting financially aligned and moving in the same direction so you can achieve those goals.
Yes. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Let us know if you and your significant other are on the same page, or if you're having a hard time, or even just provide, feedback in the comments below. If you see someone put out a comment, go ahead and give them some advice. That's what we're here for. That's what the comments are there for. Help other people.
Yep. That's the goal. That's the mission. Help each other out, y'all. All right.
Keep moving up with the Miclette.
Keep moving up, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Welcome back once again to the channel. Thank you for being with us. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Moving up with the Miclettes.
My bad.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Moving up with the Miclettes.